to Aesthetic TV. I'm Stuart Brazel. When you hear the terms fire and ice in a medical context, you might recall how physical therapists address muscle pain by alternating hot and cold treatments to the skin. This same process can also be applied to aesthetics, wherein a thermal energy device can be used on the skin in combination with a cooling procedure to achieve an aesthetically pleasing result. Here to tell us about the new Fire and Ice treatment from BTL Aesthetics is Dr. Sunil Chillicurry, a Houston, Texas-based cosmetic surgeon.
Thank you for having me, Stuart. It's a real pleasure to be on the show.
Thanks for joining us. Now, fire and ice sounds very exotic for an aesthetic procedure. So what is it exactly?
Well, it is exotic because we're combining treatments that involve powerful body contouring protocols termed fire and ice or fire and fire. And that combines the BTL Vanquish Me energy-based device and other BTL modalities, along with the unique capabilities of competing devices to provide a total result that is frankly stunning.
Are we looking at the fire or the ice then?
We're starting with the fire, which is represented by the BTL Vanquish Me device. It's one of the most effective devices that we have for debulking fat. And after using that device's recommended protocol of 4 45-minute treatment sessions, physicians then treat the patient with other safe, effective, and popular modalities. Here, the cryolipolysis technology, which performs fat reduction via a cooling process, is the ice. Also, hyperthermic laser spot treatments, when combined with the BTL Vanquish Me, equal the fire and fire treatment. Other BTL devices, such as the BTL Exos Ultra 360 and or the BTL Cellutone, can also play a role in this non-surgical combination procedure.
How do these multiple modalities work together then?
It's interesting. Body sculpting with cryolipolysis relies on using the variety of applicators to your full advantage. But when you add BTL Vanquish Me, it adds a whole nother dimension to the treatment that enhances the overall outcome. Let me give you an example. When using BTL Vanquish Me to debulk, I may use BTL Exos Ultra afterwards because the toning and tightening of the surface tissue is always an excellent introduction and complement to fat reduction. When the course of BTL Vanquish Me treatments is winding down, any remaining stubborn areas will be more obvious. And at this point, I might treat those areas or the remaining pockets of fat with a hyperthermic laser because it's so incredibly effective for that localized small area of reshaping.
So tell us about the patient experience with the fire and ice treatments.
I'm glad you asked. The BTL Vanquish Me features a contactless technology, meaning that no handpiece tips ever actually touch the skin. This requires no surgical procedures, there's no downtime, and the benefit is the bulk reduction. That means you're not just having one little small spot area that's being treated, but instead you have an entire area that's being treated rather than that small area. The end result shows no lines of demarcation or unevenness, and again, that's a huge potential benefit for the patient. From a physician standpoint, it's remarkable because again, there's no consumables, so the cost to the patient goes down, and as a result, we're able to offer this to more patients. With no pain or discomfort that's usually felt with the procedure, these results are permanent, and as long as that patient can maintain that steady weight. Patients typically lose anywhere between 2 and 4 inches. On the high end, I've seen as much as 6 or 8 inches, but the typical is about 2 to 4 inches. And of course, the thinner the patient is, it's all about circumferential reduction as well as the toning that goes on for that thin patient.
How can you treat the different body areas effectively? There must be areas that are difficult to reach, right?
Well, the beauty of this technology is there's not really an area that you can't treat. With each technology, you have a different type of applicator and spot sizes, and again, this results in better outcomes than using one single technology alone. Although some patients respond well to the different treatment modalities when used separately, what we find is that the best patient satisfaction rates are achieved when combination treatment protocols are utilized.
Who are the likely candidates for these combination therapies then?
The possibilities are truly endless, and so is the potential patient base for treatments with fire and ice. The physician has to set an actual, realistic patient expectation about the non-surgical procedures and what they can expect. As an aside, this multimodality approach also helps counter patient psychology. You have to remember that what happens after we're treated or lose weight is that we see what's left, not what's missing or what's changed. And using combination therapies allows us to maximize the overall result and leave as few leftover areas as possible.
Okay, so take us through some before and afters and describe how you would have achieved these results.
Thank you for asking. My favorite portion is when we look at pictures like this. This is what I call a dad bod. This is somebody who has sympathy weight from having pregnancy with his wife. And what's happening here is he's using a combination of Vanquish Me to debulk this larger abdomen. So he's treating both the front of the abdomen as well as the flanks or the love handles. And when you do this and you're left over with that little pocket that's left, let's say that portion that's hanging over the belt line, now you can go back over that belt line and you can treat with another treatment. You can either use cryolipolysis or you can use a 1060 nanometer laser to go ahead and get rid of that small pocket and better define that area that's remaining. When we're seeing the backside of this gentleman, what you're noticing is that dreaded love handles, or what we also call a muffin top. And we want to give that V shape to this gentleman. And how do we achieve that? With somebody who's larger like this, you want to debulk that backside area using the Vanquish Me first. But you can see what's left on the bottom picture is there's still a little bit of that love handle that's left. So to really give that great patient satisfaction, now we can go back and treat those smaller pockets using either a 1060 nanometer wavelength laser or using cryolipolysis. And now we're going to be able to hit that home run.
Well, that looks pretty impressive to me. Now, how would you characterize patient satisfaction?
That's my favorite part. Patients are asking to come back to the clinic to have more treatments done, and they're sending their friends. In fact, a recent clinical study showed that 29% reduction occurs with just the BTL Vanquish Me alone, while a popular cryolipolysis treatment is generally reported around 24% or less. The big thing is a pleasant patient experience with ease of treatment, minimal to no pain. And again, it's this proven combined approach that gives you the best result.
On the physician side, how does Fire and Ice improve the practice's bottom line?
That's a great question. Again, when we're talking about cost, it's important to recognize what's going to cost you more, so you have to pass that cost on to the consumer. My favorite part about BTL devices is that there's no consumable cost whatsoever in the Vanquish Me. And these devices are so incredibly comfortable during treatment and so effective that you're willing to treat more and more patients with this. And again, you're gaining more patient base because you can treat a greater number of patients with less cost. It's easy to work with the protocol because there's no improved or increased cost to the patient. When patients enjoy a treatment and the effect so much, they're curious, what else can I do for them? And this can generate the repeat business that practice thrive upon. And most importantly to me, patients seem motivated to adhere to the kind of lifestyle changes that occur and improve with these outcomes. And that, to me, is the best overall thing for their wellness.
These treatments sound like very attractive propositions for patients who want to eliminate stubborn fat and avoid the risk and pain of surgery. Thank you, Dr. Chili Curry, for explaining how to make these treatment modalities work together. For Aesthetic TV, I'm Stuart Brazel. Stay tuned, stay beautiful.